today?
I'm so tired.
I noticed that the name of this Squadcast session was called I'm So Tired.
I'm so tired.
Other than tired, what have you been up to?
Ever since the moving of the aquaponics system.
Are we talking about that? Is that something we can talk about?
Sure, yeah, we can talk about
Okay.
that.
So Macy and her husband have recently got a aquaponics system. However, they had to move it from another location to their place. And the way she describes it to me, dude, when you fucking video messaged me and you said you had to move all the rocks because there's just massive, there's just gravel involved in that system.
Yeah,
right?
in the grow beds.
She said that they had to move it just with little scoops.
It's awful.
one little scoop at a time.
I need you to know the hell that we lived. So these beds are 2 foot by 12 foot long. They're big beds. There's 3 of them, and they're full of lava rock, which lava rock sucks.
Yeah.
It's so abrasive, and you can't scoop it. If you try to scoop it, the scoop just goes drink and just runs into it. And so, not to mention,
I'm sorry, it goes what?
You heard me.
Okay.
And yeah, so you have these beds, right? And the system is very established. So also inside of this bed is flora. So, or actually, both flora and fauna. So, wait, is flora? No, flora is plant life, right? Not bacteria. Yeah. So it's both. I don't know.
Both.
Listen,
yeah,
it's full of bugs. Okay, and so all throughout this thing, so there's worms, which I'm cool with, like little earthworms, are no big deal. Like water bugs, weird spiders. And it had been drained and whatnot, which, so there's that, but also like several years worth of fish shit, which is just accumulated it's a good thing. Like really, it was a very healthy system. Like it was nice to see that, it was like, that's great. But the problem is that I was elbow deep all day in water bugs, fish shit, and water all day long. And so just scooping with horse feed scoops, scooping, but not scooping it. Like what we had to do, we had to dig it out with like little tiny shovels. And then I had to get underneath it and push upward just to try to get some rocks. And we had to do that over and over until we emptied the beds out, because we can't move the beds with the rock in it. And we did that 9 to 5, from 9 to and Hunter moved a bunch of big heavy shit that I was so upset that I could not also move.
This sounds almost like a Sisyphus level of punishment.
It was awful. It was so bad, and I wanted to quit so much. And the thing is I have this rule with myself, and Hunter, I don't even know if he knows this at all, but it's a personal rule for me that if he's still working on something, I have to keep working on something too. And especially a joint project, and he was moving, so it's I could not quit because I knew he was going to finish the job, and all I wanted to do was quit. And it was awful. But we have most of the hard work done, but I was so tired that day. I hysterically Marco'd Charlye. I don't even remember it. And just...
Yeah. She said that she was so tired. She's like, have you ever been so tired that you think you might pass away in your sleep?
I really thought it was a possibility.
And then the thing is I texted you after that, and I didn't hear back for a little while, and I was nervous.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Didn't die in my sleep, but I kind of felt like I was gonna. It was touch and go.
Well, I'm very happy that you've had such a productive weekend / past couple of days. What day is it? Is it still the weekend? Is it Friday? Am I dead?
It's Tuesday.
I swore I thought it was Monday.
I've thought it was Friday all day long. I don't even know if I'm alive anymore.
Sometimes I would not be surprised to find out that I'm just living in a purgatory.
Yeah, I know. I think that, especially just this, the past few months, and just how weird they've been, and just a slog, it's just did we all die? Did the world end?
I don't, I wouldn't be surprised, first of all. Second of all, I wouldn't be deprived. I wouldn't be surprised if we did split off into some kind of secondary dimension.
Yay. This one's great.
Before we go any further, we do have something very special. It's a Patreon shout-out segment. Oh, you're so tired I don't even get a good O after that?
No, yeah. I was honestly, you know what I was doing? I was staring cross-eyed at my floor.
Okay, well, today's Patreon Today's very laid back and sleepy episode is brought to you by Tiff C. Tiff C.
Tiff C.
Tiff C. And the first thing I got, dude, I don't know why I haven't heard this song in a million years, but you know that ba 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 ba.
Oh yeah.
No this.
Yes. Yeah.
Much is Tiff C.
See, it's the first thing that came to my head, which is interesting that we both got songs, which is good because a lot of the time we just both sit and panic.
Absolute blank.
The first one that came to my head was Tipsy by the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away.
That's actually much nicer than mine because mine was just the regular song with Tiff shoved onto the end. But thank you so much, Tiff C. And what are we talking about today?
I have a tree. I'm talking to you about a tree.
I love it when you talk about a tree. What tree?
Hickory.
Oh!
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
I also have I have some flora for you as well. I've got an herb skullcap.
I love skullcap. I use skullcap so much. I'm glad you're talking about it.
This whole time I have been so scared that we've already done skullcap. And I know it is so easy for us to go to our episodes and just do a quick search and see what we've done. And I did that and it wasn't pulling anything up. And I know deep down we haven't done it already, but something in me was like, you fucking did skullcap.
I do that every time. Like I'll search Spotify and then I'll search our website and I'm like, it's just not fucking working right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I forgot to click more episodes or something.
I think you might think we've covered it because that was such a big component in the weird mint skullcap spirit communication thing that happened, you know?
Yeah.
And because I talked a lot about skullcap on that. But yeah, I've had the same thought several times. And it's just, you know what? Fuck it. If we have, whatever.
Well, you know. Dude, okay, so you remember when we said the first time we ever did the same topic, we were just going to get hammered and make it a special, and we did, you guys. If you didn't know, check out our Adventuring episode because that happened. Fan favorite, however, new listener deterrent episode. Adventuring. We should make a new one. Like the first time we fuck up and do a duplicate topic, we just get hammered and make it a special.
Okay. I like it. I think that's a great idea. Okay. It's gonna happen.
Bet it's in the 300s when we get to our 300s episodes.
Oh yeah. Because I think by that point, I don't even
we're gonna be done.
Yeah, I think we'll be so dead inside.
We'll just have to cycle back through shit we've already done.
Yeah.
Guess what, guys? We're talking about the Sabbats today.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Actually, that would be hard to redo because so much of that information is set in stone. I was fixing to say those would be easy. And then I started thinking about it. And I was like, how do you redo Lamaze and not just make it all about bread again?
I mean, exactly. The only thing, it would be the same episode that we did way back when, but with slightly better audio quality.
Yeah. Speaking of, do you want to talk about the audio? You want to talk about our gear?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to tease people so that when we can't figure it out and it sounds like shit, they'll be really disappointed.
That's probably what's actually, I've thought that multiple times. Is we're going to get all this gear and not know how to work it and we'll sound worse.
You know, there's a thing that Rhett and Link did on Good Mythical Morning a couple of years back now. They changed up their format and they got a new studio, new lightings and shit. And for like 3 or 4 episodes in a row, their lighting made them green, just green, like that sickly stage lighting kind of green. And they couldn't get it figured out. And you could tell it frustrated them so bad because they kept making little snide comments about people in the comment section, like being like, you're green.
Yeah, we fucking know.
It makes me laugh so hard because they're so professional and they've got a team of like 20, 30 people, you know, and all of this. And I'm like, you know what? If they're allowed to fuck up, so can the outstanding podcast of 2020.
There you go. You know, so we're rolling into our 3rd year and we were like, we need to We need to really do this and take the plunge. And so, like, first of all, everybody, like, thank all the Patreon supporters. I want to make that very, very clear. And we're going to sound so good. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
We're going to sound really like good podcasters, dude. And I mean, if we wanted to, listen, Nosleep podcast, listen, David Cummings. We have the professional shit now. If you wanted us to do a guest spot.
That's all. I'll read whatever the fuck you want, David Cummings.
Can I just be opposite Peter Lewis, please?
I'll just like do like random supplementary. You need some heavy breathing? I'll do that. Sure, no fucking big deal.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
And I'll do, what did I say on the Patreon live? I'll just do Morrissey moans in the background if you need it.
Perfect. You know, I have to tell you, every time I hear Peter Lewis's name, all I think of is from like, it was like 2 years ago now, I think, and we were recording at your house. It was when I first started listening to Nosleep, and you just were talking about Peter Lewis, and you were just like, call me Peter Lewis. And like, that's all I remember is you were just like, Peter Lewis, give me a call or something like that.
Give me a call. Yeah. That offer, Mr. Lewis, still stands, by the way.
Oh, always on the table. Can you imagine though, like answering your phone? It's like an unknown number, and it's just like him just
doing full on Peter Lewis voice.
I would melt through the floor.
I would evaporate into space. This is now the Thirsty for Peter Lewis podcast.
Oh my God.
I just want to quickly share a little nugget of joy that has been living in my brain for the past, week, 2 weeks. So recently, there was a period of stress. Everybody was going through stress. And me and Macy were feeling it hardcore. And we would just video message back and forth to commiserate about it.
Mm-hmm.
And bitch about how stressed we were feeling. And Macy said... She was like, I'm sweaty. I'm sweaty all the time. I'm so stressed. I've got the stress sweats. It's like that Kendrick Lamar song.
Oh my God.
Or swimming pools. Where it's like, wake up, drink,
wake up,
sit down,
sweat,
drink. Except instead of drink, it's sweat. So at just random intervals, I'm walking around my house going, sit down, sweat, wake up, sweat. And I needed you to know the joy that has brought into my life. Okay, tell me about hickory trees.
Listen, hickories are in the genus Carya. 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 So
car tire.
Creme brulee.
Creme de la creme.
Chrysanthemum.
Christmas tree.
You're gonna just add
Chris Kattan.
Chris Christopherson.
Chrysler, you win. I'm out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that's the genus. There's a round. Okay. So I've noticed this with like trees and plant species. It's never really exact. It's like about around this many. So there's about 18 species of hickory.
Seems like somebody would know definitively.
That's how I feel, you know, but you know, maybe not. I don't know.
All right.
So these 18 species are kind of all over the globe. So you have a handful in China, Indochina, India. The most are in the United States, or in the United States, about 12 or so. 4 in Mexico, and 2 to 4 in Canada. So I liked this verbatim. This is from Wikipedia. So hickories have pinnately compound leaves and large nuts.
I am 12.
Me too. So they produce an ovular, typically, or sometimes round knit, and it's about 0.8 to 2 inches, depending on the species, or 2 to 5 centimeters long, and about 1.5 to 3 centimeters, or 0.6 to 1.2 inches in diameter. So a big nut.
Are we
hardy
talking about the nut still? Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the nut. This is big boy.
Massive
So
nut.
massive nut. And so it's enclosed in like a husk. And
Like a
you
nut sack, if you
yeah,
will.
it is in a nut sack.
Great.
Yeah, exactly. And except the difference there is that this nut sack splits open once it's mature.
Whoa.
So you like most like if you live around hickory trees, you've seen these before. You might not just have realized that it's like a hickory nut. They often split into fours. So you'll just like see this thing on the ground with like this split husk in four pieces that you can easily like peel off, and you have the hickory nut and like surround or inside of it.
Huh.
I found them in playgrounds and shit all of the time. I never knew they were specifically like hickory nuts. I just knew they were some sort of weird tree dropping.
I
Um,
I use them as jail cells for things when
Yeah,
I was away.
and sometimes
Yeah.
you can pull the nut out and the husk stays intact, so you have this little cage thing.
You can pull the nut out.
So so the shell is pretty like almost like bony. It's very woody and thick. However, I didn't know this, but the pecan is in the same genus. The pecan is in the Caria illinoisensis. I love this word and I think it's cute. So a pecan, as well as all of the other members in the hickory genus, it's not actually a nut, but technically is something called a drupe. And
Huh.
it is a fruit with a single stone or pit surrounded by a husk, apparently. So there's
So a nut.
but a drupe,
Okay.
Drupee. Yeah. Depending on the species, some of the hickory nuts are edible by people, not just like woodland creatures. So a couple of these, or a handful of these, are the shagbark and shellbark hickories. Of course, the pecan, and then the mocker nut hickory. I like the name of hickory trees. And
Excuse me. The fuck did you
yeah,
just say?
mocker nut.
Okay.
Hmm. So these are really regarded as actually really good, like edible nuts on a tree, like even it's like a hickory. And it makes me think of your parents because I know that they're surrounded in hickory trees. I just wonder if they have the edible kind. I don't know.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. I remember like sitting there one morning just drinking coffee. I just like sat out on the back porch and I watched the squirrels just go insane over these hickory nuts. And they were like screaming at each other and fighting each other. And it was cute because like these hickory nuts are huge and like the squirrel would be running around with it in its little mouth and it just looked ridiculous. And it was a good time.
Nothing will ever beat to me when you said you were sitting out there early and you saw the hummingbird take a little sparkly shit.
What a blessing.
Oh, what a blessing.
Hickory nuts are really important to living. What? No.
You heard it here. Hickory nuts are really important to living.
They're very important to ecosystems in which they grow. So they feed a lot of animals, squirrels in particular. So hickory nuts can like account for 25% of squirrels' diet. So squirrels are like
Whoa.
really about some hickory nut
They're
action and
horny for hickory.
they're horny for nuts, man.
Mm.
The high calcium content of the tree itself helps the soil. So that's always nice. I like covering plants and whatnot that help the soil out. Like they just leave it better than they left it. Some species can create like a maple syrup, like sap. Of course, you have the pecan, and like the pecan is just such a big deal, especially to the southern United States, our region. I mean, it's like it's hard to not know someone, whether it be a relative, like a grandparent, or someone that doesn't have a big ass pecan tree that you can go with a
Yeah.
bucket and pick up pecans. It's just such a thing.
It's also such a point of pride. I think
Yeah.
I've noticed that if you have a good healthy pecan tree and it really spurts out good healthy pecans, you brag about that shit.
Hell yeah, man. And they take a long time to start producing. They're very slow growing
Yeah.
tree. Hunter's family has property that's just loaded down with pecan trees. And the last year that was like an on year, I guess it was the year before last. We picked up so much, and then for just like months, every night I would just sit on the couch with a nutcracker and just eat a bowl of fresh pecans, and it was such a treat.
I also love to make a pecan pie. I don't enjoy eating pecan pie because
I
it's
don't either.
disgusting.
It does not
But I do like
for
to make
me.
it. It's the weird gelatinousness for me.
See, that doesn't bother me. It's fine. Like it's just
Ugh.
every time I eat a pecan pie, I'm just like, you are not as good as the other pies.
Yeah. You are so low down on my
Mhm.
ranking system.
Like, buddy, if
Yeah.
there was like a chocolate pie around here,
Oh,
particularly made by a grandmother, you would be so out the window so quickly.
ow!
Mm.
Oh, baby, you would be forgotten about. And sad little pie.
And chocolate pie is something I feel like people will be like, "Oh, that's so plain," but it's like if you've never had an
Oh,
excellent chocolate pie, like the chocolate
no, no,
pie I
no,
would set
no.
your standard to, you don't even understand.
We are not talking about a Jello pudding pack
No, ma'am.
whipped up, poured into a pre-made crust pie. No, we're talking about Grammys
Yeah, we're talking about
poured in hot.
a Anita pie is what we're talking about.
Oh, that's exactly what we're actually just describing our
Yeah,
grandmothers.
our grandmother's pies.
Do you think that if we asked her, she would make us one?
Oh, for sure.
Do you think
Absolutely, she would.
we could get together in y'all's little socially distanced park that y'all made? It's so cute since a lot of the family lives on the same property. Macy said that they've made a little sitting area that's all like 6 to 8 feet apart, and
Yeah.
it's adorable. We could go out there and have coffee and eat
Nothing
some
would make
chocolate
her
pie.
happier. Oh my god. We should do that this
Oh
weekend.
God, we could just no, we should just fucking talk.
Yeah, she would love that.
That sounds like a good idea. Okay, tell me about Hickory.
I gotta find where I am. I lost myself. Um, so the nut of the bitter nut hickory and the water hickory
Hmm.
are bitter tasting and not really good for people to eat because they contain a lot of tannins. So they're just very bitter. The nuts of like many of the other species can be edible, but they're like so small, it's like just it's not really commercially worth it or just like worth it in general, apparently. Um, so hickory is just a super commercial wood, like in so many things, in like tool handles, flooring, like veneering, frames of early aircraft, apparently.
Oh,
Um,
whoa.
yeah, smoking meat, which that's a big one, like hickory smoked thing. Hunter loves hickory. That's like one of his go-to woods to smoke things with.
Huh.
And you can do pecan wood as well. And so pecan wood and hickory are apparently like so similar that many lumber yards will just sell them as each other, even though they're not exactly the same. I was on like this forum of
Sketchy.
carpenters this morning because our research just takes us to the weirdest places. And I was just in this woodworking forum, and there was like all of these like cabinet makers and carpenters and woodworkers and whatnot just like bitching about how they're not the same even though they're so much the same, but apparently there's some like
Dude,
minor differences, which in woodworking like you're doing like the hundredths of a fucking inch, and so I mean it's like I could see that wood quality they were upset about it.
I get that though. I get being very into something and being upset that people think it's the same thing as something else when it's not.
It's
Even
so
though
yeah.
it may seem small and insignificant. It's just like someone's taking a big shit on something that you like, and so I get it.
Well, I mean, oftentimes your work is only as good as your input, like what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
actually your tools. And it's like they talk about it all the time. One of my favorite shows on Netflix is called Chef's Table. And it's like these mini documentaries of like some of the world's most famous chefs. And every single one of them is like, yeah, you can be a great chef, but you're capped out if your ingredients aren't the tip top. And it's like that's how I feel about this. It's like if you plan a project around a certain type of thing and what you get is not actually that, and you're working on such like tiny margins of error, I'd be fucking livid.
Well, I mean, it's just like what Daryl from The Walking Dead says, which I think I've referenced far too many times in this podcast. If you're going to do a thing, do it right.
Do it right. I agree with
Right.
that. So I mean, you fucking lumberyards, get your shit straight. Pecan and hickory are two different things. I'm saying it for the woodworkers out there. They're very upset. Let's get into the metaphys.
I could
So
go for a metaphys right now.
I could too. Fuck. You know, another thing too, I've stopped drinking coffee because it just aggravates my kidneys too much. And
That's right. How's that going?
so that's just made everything way worse. I'm in week 2 of no
Oh.
coffee at this point. And it's just a bleak existence.
Are you having headaches, like caffeine withdrawal?
No, I don't have a caffeine. I never can drink enough coffee to even get like a buzz from the caffeine. Like seriously, I just drink 1 cup of coffee a day and like I have no caffeine tolerance. Like even if I drink like 2 or 3 cups of coffee, I start to freak out, you know? So it's like I don't even drink coffee for the
Yeah.
energy because also my eyes open in the morning and I'm awake. And so it's like that's not the problem.
That like
It's the taste. A good cup of coffee with some heavy cream in it is part of my joy of living, you know, and I miss
and
it so much.
the ritual around a cup of
Mhm,
coffee,
mhm.
just
Yeah.
sitting and kind of like hanging out outside. Have you replaced it with tea? Because you
Yeah,
can
it's
get
not
a similar
not
experience.
the same. Like, what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of doing like a bit of an elimination diet to kind of figure out what's irritating my cystitis, which causes my it's a whole thing. I'm not gonna go into it anyway. So I'm trying to figure out what it is, but in doing so, I'm trying to not do the things that I know are aggravators because I'm trying to figure out the minor things that aren't, you know, that aren't as obvious that are also aggravators. And so it's like I know coffee is one and I know booze is one. Those are the 2 things that are like for sure, you know. And so it's like I can't really, but I eventually would like to be able
Mm.
to like drink good coffee, like spend the money on good coffee and drink it like on the weekends and perhaps do cold brew since it's not as acidic, but like, you know, do it on an occasion because I don't really want to swear off coffee for the rest of my life.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's a bummer. So anyway, let's talk about magic. Hickory trees, they're slow growers, man. They're hardwood trees. They're kind of like oak trees. They take a long time. They take a long time to start producing their like fruits, you know? Like I mean like 15 to 20 years until they start dropping hickory nuts on people.
Wow.
Most species of hickory can live like several hundred years, like 4 to 500 years. Like the youngest one or like the like one that dies the early is like 200 years, you know? So I mean like they live a very long
God
time
damn.
and they're just a great like excellent tie-in to Yira energy to me. And
Mm.
that's kind of what the spell work edition of them is. Like patience, continuous growth, even if you don't see it, even if it's not super obvious every single day, but still moving forward, you know, and
Mhm.
that's really kind of the bread and butter with them is because they take forever to grow, you know, and they have like a very like deep root system too, you know, so it's like so much is happening underneath, like behind the scenes that you aren't even aware of with this tree that like every day if you're near it, it's like, God, you never grow, man. Like, but they do, you know, it's just to an amount that we can't even perceive every single day. And they're super strong. And so they just kind of take their time to get there, but they make progress every single day. And then once they get there, you can't fucking move them because they're a hardwood. So, you know, it's just there's great energy with that.
They're a hired wood.
Hardwood, man. I was just like thinking of different ways to incorporate hickory into spell work. And I think a really great way to do it. So, say you're doing like a jar spell for like a long running goal. Like, say, for instance, you're like going to get your like, you're going back to get like your doctorate or something, or you're saving
Whoa.
to buy a house, you know, like long term goals. I think they would be an excellent jar spell edition, like a hickory nut. Like, put that in there as, you know, that added element of patience and persistence and steady growth, even if it's slow and takes a while. Because for long term goals, you have to have that or you'll go insane. Like it's just important to have those like those moments and those tools in your spell work that can bring you back down to earth and be like, hey, don't lose your head over this. Like this is going to take time. You have to be patient and keep at it. And you can't fucking give up because all of this will be for nothing. When you go into those spirals, especially if you have like a jar spell made up, go sit with it and remember why you made it and what went into it and pull from it because that's what it's there for. Like to me, spell work, like especially jar spells, they're not just something that you make and just forget about. Like there's something
Yeah.
there for you to go rekindle what you did and kind of sit with it and remember and pull that energy again. Like they're just constantly just kind of like exuding that energy, and
Yeah.
they're there for you.
It just with jar spell in particular, for some reason, jar spells, they always feel like the you know, they say if you do spell work and then you sort of doubt whether or not it's going to work, that doubt can interfere with the effectiveness of your spell. I feel that hard with jar spells, because I feel like once you make a jar spell and if you've really put a lot of intent into it, it's sitting there, it's doing its thing. But if you're walking around like, this
Shitting
isn't
on it.
happening, it's not going to happen, then you're like putting that out there and it's not able to do its thing, because the jar spell it's long running, dude.
It
It's
is,
not a
yeah.
quick, yeah, it's not a candle spell. Like a candle spell is like kind of quick and it's over when it's over and whatever. But and they work really well hand in hand, yeah. But a jar spell, it's just continuous.
It's the long game. Yeah. And adding things like this into it so you can remember, like, I'm in this for the long haul. I did not go into this expecting that everything's going to be settled and accomplished in X amount of days. Like, I knew this. And sometimes, you just need to go, maybe just sit, put your hands on it and pull back that energy that you put in. Like, don't pull it back, but like tap into that again and be like, this is how I felt when I made this jar, because that energy will still be there. In the same vein, hickory trees embody this slow growing patient. I think of like the Deku tree, this very ancient, slow. Go sit with
Literally, I've
one.
been sitting here thinking of the Deku tree the whole fucking
Were
time.
you really? It kind of makes sense too, because you have the Deku nuts and whatnot. And that's, yeah, they're all like split open in the picture.
You're right.
The Deku tree is a hickory.
You heard it here.
But go sit with one. Like, seriously, go put your back. If they grow near you, which they different hickory species, like for the most part, they grow all over the country. Just go put your back to one. Find a good old one, which the thing is, they don't have to be that thick to be that old. They grow very slow, and just kind of visit with it. Like sync up with that energy. Let it heal that immediate sense of urgency that you might be feeling. Good things take a long time, and so do strong things. And I just feel like there's so much to learn by just stopping what you're doing and going and sitting with something that is so much older, wiser, and just more patient than you will ever be, to just sit there and learn from that, communicate with it.
To kind of keep going here with this theme of nerdy bullshittery, it's sort of like when Mary is getting all pissed off at the Ents because they won't go fuck up Saruman. He's kind of leans over and he's like, don't be hasty.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Trees are also in it for the long game. I believe that they are so more aware than we could ever imagine, and they just think that we're young assholes.
Yeah.
And just go have a sit with one. It's amazing. Even if you aren't like into plant or tree communication, it is just honestly incredible what a sit with a tree can do for you.
And if you do that, please apologize to it on behalf of all humans. And hopefully,
Yeah.
if enough people do that, they'll kind of get the message.
Yeah, exactly. They'll spread it through like the mycelium, root to root, and communicate across the country that while some of us are absolute dickholes, not all of us are.
Yeah. Some of us want to help you and not just slice you down and make a cool
Exactly.
necklace.
Mm-hmm. So to close, I have some lore for you, some short little like kind of local things that people would believe with them. So this was from bloodandspicebush.com.
Excuse me?
I know, I really love it. Examine your hickory nut shells. The thicker the shell, the harder the winter to come.
Oh.
It is said here in North Carolina that if the leaves of a hickory are a pretty yellow in autumn, the next harvest will be a rich golden one. In Missouri, to find out if your love has been true, burn a hickory fire. If it burns clear and steady, they have been true. If not, what you do is up to you.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
God damn. Okay.
Carolina wives were said to prevent their husbands from straying by driving a hickory stub into their doorposts. So long as the slow rotting hickory peg is whole, their husbands shall be true.
But the second that bitch starts to split, he is dicking off.
Gone. Gone. There's a hem-shaped hole just in the wall.
With just a giant space for a boner.
That's exactly what I was picturing. I'm so glad that you brought that up. In Alabama, cleaning your teeth with a hickory twig was supposed to keep your teeth from falling out.
I have feelings. I have a lot of things that I would
I
like.
feel like part of that is just you're just cleaning your teeth, which is why they're not falling out.
Yeah.
And lastly, so hickory, of course, it's a wood for smoking. You can cook with it. It creates a nice smoke. It can be used as an incense or like chipped, maybe like thin pieces put in like smoke cleansing bundles. And it has that good, wise, patient energy. And that could be that. I mean, I would love to smoke cleanse with that. You know, like I use my junipers and they have their own energy that come with them. They're very cleansing and whatnot. But I feel like using like hickory, it you would get like, especially if you're stressed or wound up about things or things aren't moving, like smoke cleansing your house with that just seems like that would be really wonderful.
And you'd get a nice, delicious, smoky smell.
There you go. It smelled like smoked meat.
Thank you. I love it when we talk about trees. Macy, how's your mental health?
Oh, it's there on the days when it gets a little bananas. I'm sure glad that there's BetterHelp.
BetterHelp is a worldwide, affordable, convenient connection with a professional, licensed counselor from the privacy of your own home and the comfort of your own couch.
That's right. No terrible, terrible waiting room in sight. You can log on, set up an account, and within 24 hours, be chatting, calling, messaging, however you want to talk to your licensed professional counselor.
BetterHelp makes it easy to change your counselor if you need to. This is not self-help. This is professional counseling.
And the beauty of it being online is that you can really dive into topics that you might not be able to find specialties in your area. Say if you live in a small town or something like that, it can really help you find exactly what it is that you're needing to work through.
Issues such as depression,
Relationships,
sleeping,
trauma,
anger,
grief,
LGBT matters,
self-esteem,
and more. Everything that you do share is confidential. But listen, Mace, the Wabeans out there, I know for a fact that they don't trust a word we say. So you can go check out the testimonials posted daily on their site. Their website is betterhelp.com. That's help, H-E-L-P.
We are excited to let you know that BetterHelp is offering 10% off for Wabeen listeners their first month. All you have to do is go to BetterHelp, HELP.com/witch. And you can use that to get 10% off your first month with BetterHelp.
.com/witch. I want to talk to you today about Skullcap. Continuing on with the Zelda memorabilia, the Latin name here is Scullateria latifolia. And I just think, what are they? Scullatuya!
Which I think, were they Scullatulias or we said Scullatuya, but I don't know if that's right.
I don't think we've ever pronounced anything correctly, first of all, in our entire life. Also, those little bastards still scare the shit out of me. Even like the shitty graphic 164 ones, just with their little scary faces.
Oh, I love them. I think they're cool.
Skullcap, it's in the mint family, of course, or Labiaceae. It's a big family. AKA, I have a wild list of also known ases for you. Here we have AKA hooded willow flower.
Oh.
Quaker bonnet, madweed, mad dogweed, and blue pimpernel.
Oh. I love it.
Blue pimpernel. The Latin name of that Scullaturia latifloria, that I'm sure I've butchered, means little dish. And the common name means little dick. The common name
Little
skullcap. The common name skullcap was given to it because of its resemblance to military helmets. Now, some have said colonial military helmets, some have said medieval military helmets, but military helmets nonetheless. The planet that it is tied to is, are you ready for this? The moon, Saturn, Mercury, Neptune, and Pluto. The element is water and air. However, I have seen much more correspondence with water and water magic. Zodiac signs Gemini and Virgo, which I will never say Virgo. I will always say Virgo. Do not take this while you are pregnant. Do not take in large doses or overuse it because it can cause liver damage. Don't take with other sedatives. And from witchinthewoodsbotanicals.com, because I thought some of this was phrased kind of funny, do not use with chronic acid indigestions. Giddiness, stupor, and mental confusion have been reported with excessively high doses of the tincture. Purchase from a reputable source. So, on that note of a reputable source, the reason for that is Skullcap has been marketed so vastly and heavily, and it's been very popular, that it's led to the overproduction of the plant, or at least the cultivation of the plant, which has made it not only very expensive, but it's also often cut with other species of the Scullituya flower, or genus or whatever. So it's cut with other things that may not be that pure skullcap that you're looking for, and in some cases may not be safe to ingest or burn or whatever. So just try to do your best on where you're getting this from. Of course, the best option is to always grow it yourself. It can be quite finicky in the soil that it likes, and even in good years, apparently, it's a little bit of a weak bitch, but when it does produce, it turns out a massive amount of flowers. So skullcap was used among the indigenous people of America for premenstrual syndrome, as well as a little bit more recently, this was used as a remedy for treating rabies in people. Rabies.
Dude, rabies is terrifying.
It has. Dude, I am so fucking scared of rabies. It's fun. Like, it's not funny, but it seems strange because it doesn't seem like that big of a problem. But if you get rabies and you don't know that you get rabies,
the problem.
You're
if
fucked.
you let it go too far, have fun going insane.
You are fucked. And sometime there have been instances like my dog was, I caught her playing with a possum. Now, possums very rarely carry rabies because they have like a lower blood temperature or whatever. Or if at all, yeah. But I was still kind of nervous because I was like, well, if she's out here fucking with this possum, who knows what else she's fucking with. Squirrels and raccoons are just all over the place. And I called her over to me and she ran. She did that little happy dog jump and she went to lick my hand, but she ended up kind of not biting me, but like her mouth landed really hard on my hand. So you know me, for 3 days, dude, I was checking in intervals to see if I was scared of water, because apparently that's like a telltale symptom, is a fear of water or a dismissal of wanting to drink water or anything like that. So just so you know,
yeah, right. I looked it up. Their body temperature is so low that it's like any mammal apparently can get rabies, which of course makes sense. But yeah, like I knew something like that, like, because growing up, like, you're always told, at least around here, like, shoot your possums because they all carry rabies, and it's like that's just not true.
And I mean, in a similar vein, same thing with bats. We're kind of brought up to believe that every bat ever has
fucking
rabies.
Cujo did that.
Cujo. I have a feeling that you would like take Cujo into your home and love him.
Okay, I feel bad for Cujo for sure. Like, I really do. And I love St. Bernards, like, so much. But no, when he's all gross and pussy and leaking, no, I would not bring him inside.
So yeah, a little side note, if you're ever bit by an animal, just maybe call your doctor. In a mundane sense, the plant carries antibacterial, antispasmodic, and diuretic properties. It's most often used for nerve problems, especially in a tonic form. It was once marketed as, you see those old timey like cowboy times nerve tonic, and you'd have your guys out there like doing the snake oil salesman pitches. But it was used to calm an anxious state of mind, as well as relieving the physical symptoms of anxiety, which if you are someone who has struggled with that, you know that that can come with all kinds of like weird, just like nerve issues, like twitches and body aches, and also digestion is very much controlled by your nerves. So you might have digestion issues, stomach issues. There's a reason we call it like the nervous shits or nervous tummy if you're a child. But if you really just, what did you say one time about the difference between Americans and British people is British people call them toilets and we call them bathrooms.
Yeah.
And you were like, I need the toilet. Like,
I need the toilet.
If you say you need the toilet over here, you're about to shit yourself.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if you need the toilet, dude, a little bit of skullcap can help to calm down and also increase your digestion. If you take it on an empty stomach before you eat, if you've been going through a time of turmoil and you know that eating brings a certain level of discomfort for you, have a little bit of skullcap tea before you eat, and it'll help to produce those juices that digest your food. However, when taken on an empty stomach, it has been shown to sometimes cause a drop in blood sugar. So be aware of that. Try not to wait too long until you have some food, or if low blood sugar is something you already struggle with, maybe skip over this entirely. But yes, it does relieve the symptoms of anxiety, and it does so by encouraging the endorphin production, or the production of endorphins in the brain. Helps to balance the emotions, especially when the imbalance is caused by fear or nervousness. This is not so much geared to like, oh, I'm so angry that I feel sick. I guess it could be, but it's more just that grating, I'm gonna throw up feeling of being nervous for several days. Wake up, sweat. Sit down, sweat. That kind of nervousness. It is also good for people with sleep problems. And this is either from lack of sleep due to rumination, or maybe just a mind that you can't tell to shut the fuck up at night, to nightmares if you're not getting rest because you are having continuous or severe nightmares. Some natural healthcare providers have used skullcap to treat ADHD and its symptoms in the past. And from my understanding, there is a little bit of research going on to some of the chemical compounds within skullcap that can be used to treat an attention deficit disorder, or may lead to future medications for that in the future. So that's interesting. Metaphysically, skullcap is tied majorly to fidelity. In fact, when you were talking about keeping your what did Hickory do? It kept your lover from
You would put it in your doorpost to keep your husband from wandering.
Exactly. And this one is, and I think this speaks a little bit to where these myths and or lores come from. It's always tied to like the woman. It's something the woman is doing to keep a chain on her man, you know?
Yeah, it's not the man's fault. He will wander unless she controls the situation.
Unless you perform magic spells to keep his dick in his pants. Okay, so it's tied to fidelity, especially in keeping your man's eye from wandering. A pinch in the shoes of your lover has long been used to keep him. And I say, if you're worried about that bitch, let him go. It's also used to bind oaths and agreements with particular interest to things such as marriage, hand fastings, declarations of love. It sees that your love will outlast your lives. There is no till death. Oh, yeah, I know. There's not much to death do us, will us part, or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. I scratched that part out of my vows. But it's kind of
we didn't even do vows.
How weird are vows, though? Vows are
they weirded me out too much. I was like, we're gonna go elope on a beach, because a lot of this wedding tradition stuff just makes me itch. It makes me uncomfortable.
There's a lot to it. We massively redid our vows, and
they were chill.
Yeah, I think ours were chill. I took out anything that was like, who gives this woman away, or what's the one vow about you will obey, or some shit like that. I fucking scratched that one.
Yeah. I can't remember what it is right now, but I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. However, Skullcap will help to see that your love will last from this life to the next. But it can also be useful in contracts or agreements within the realm of business. Now, if you dress Skullcap with attraction oil or Cleome oil
There it is.
and place it among coins or money, it is said to bring money and gifts. Now, again, particularly and especially when used with Cleome oil, this is in the sense of obtaining those gifts and money from men. Skullcap is also good for grounding. You can use it to ground whenever you need to be more present in the moment, such as within a panic attack or in a state of heightened um, heightened anxiety, or even after a nightmare, or even when you are apparently projecting, as it keeps your astral body tied to your physical one. And I
What a
know,
useful tool.
holy shit. And we have talked about that quite recently in depth
Mhm.
about the fear of projecting and then the fear of not being able to make it back. And then if you listen to our most recent spooky sode with Jordan talking about what almost happened to her when she was
Mhm.
projecting,
Mhm.
you understand why you might want to just stick a little bit of that blue pumpernickel or whatever it was called into your pocket. As with many things, you can use a handful of skullcap when you need to recover from an exorcism.
Of course.
Now, it's this is a little bit different from what we normally see. We normally see that an herb or something is good in the act of exercising, where this is good to recover from an exorcism. And it wasn't particularly specific about whether or not you had performed the exorcism or if you were the exorcised individual.
Of
So,
course.
can you imagine as soon as you have a demon or three just squeezed out of your body by a holy man, just being like, I need some skullcap tea to recover?
My nerves are rattled.
Yes, yeah, I am slightly frayed feeling. I must have me some tea. As far as how you use this, baths are big here. People really, really enjoy adding baths to their anxiety mixes, anxiety relief baths. It's also said to cleanse the aura when used in this way. Also, because of its heavy tie to water, the element of water and water magic, it's really good in a bath. But you may also wear it, burn it, or use the oil of skullcap. And that is what I have for you on skullcap or blue pumpernickel. What? Hold on, I have to actually see what it was. Blue pimpernel.
Cute.
I feel like today's episode will just keep your man in your pocket. You know what else is in your pocket? Stick your hand in there and feel the hot stickiness of some sweet, sweet review footage. Today's review comes from Mysterious and Spooky. Which,
Oh.
did we just become best friends? This is entitled A Lovely Time with the Gals. I started listening at the beginning of quarantine, and I have flown through all of the episodes. Well, God bless you.
Mm.
Feels like a daily dose of friendship and witch energy to keep me going. Keep it up, babes. Thank
Wow.
you, Mysterious and Spooky. Wow! Mysterious and Spooky.
I love the name Mysterious and Spooky.
I love the word spooky.
Mhm.
It always
Mhm.
reminds me of ooky, spooky, kooky.
I always think of that, the love is kind of crazy with a spooky little thing like you or girl, whatever it is. Spooky.
Is that is that song about banging a goth chick?
I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
I like taking songs that are very flouncy and floral in their writings and then just reducing them to what they're actually about.
I know what you're talking about. I get it.
Quit trying to be fancy. Well, Macy, how are you
Mm.
feeling now?
I'm feeling a bit better. I'm hungry now.
Oh, what are you hungry? What are you having? What are
I
we
don't know.
having?
We're surviving tonight.
Again?
Well, here's the thing, dude. I'm upset. So I had a scheduled order today for pickup,
Yes.
And Walmart just moved it.
I feel empty.
Yeah, I'm spent.
Indubitably. If you're interested in getting touched by the amateur hour,
Oh, well,
if you're interested in getting in touch with the Witch Bitch Amateur Hour, we have an email address. It is wbahpodcast@gmail.com. If you're looking to advertise and get your witchy service or item into the hands and ear holes of many, many witches, you can check us out over on advertisecast.com/
the Witch Bitch Amateur Hour.
Correct. We have an Insta Gym and Instagram at
Witch Bitch Amateur Hour.
Wonderful. We have one Twitter where we one tweet at
Bitch Hour.
I love how that's the only one you ever say with total confidence.
It's the only one I know for sure.
Come eat with us over on Facebook at Witch Amateur Hour. And lastly, we have, well, not next to lastly, penultimately, we have a Patreon over at patreon.com/wbahpodcast. And where does the sweetest, cutest, most just ready for Christmas P.O. box in Texas live?
She lives quite comfortably, surrounded by other not as good P.O. boxes at P.O. Box 865, Canton, Texas 75103. She likes it though because she gets to feel better than everybody else.
And I mean, we do know that she has a history of needing that. She needs to feel that.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Christmas and Yuletime festivities, just keep an eye out next Wednesday is all I'm saying.
This might be a little something, something.
You know, it is a tradition round here, round these parts, to take a break for the Christmas season, at least the week of or surrounding Christmas, so that we can get together and visit with our families and all of that. And it's particularly hectic around this time of year, but this year's a little different, you know, so we'll just take your skin on your eyelids and peel it off and keep your eyes peeled.
Peel it off whenever, just at the ready.
Ew. Get some of those glasses that physically hold your eyes open.
Oh yeah, like the Clockwork Orange ones, you know?
Yeah. Just it's just some fish hooks in your eyeball.
Oh my god.
I like in this fucking scenario, dude, you know the day that this podcast comes out. So why would you ever have your eyes peeled on any other day?
Yeah, I know.
And until then, if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Oh, good night and good luck. Hardwood.